there guys, I want to tell you guys about my makeup look for today. I actually did film this look. I just wanted to get out of the house earlier because I was seeing my boyfriend and we just hung out. So I primed my eyes with the ColourPop Party Proof Primer, and then I used the Clarins lip oil, and then I set my eyes with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh powder. And then for my eyeshadow palette today, I wanted to go into one of my favorite spring palettes, and I wanted to use a ColourPop palette. So I used the ColourPop, excuse me, Lilac You a Lot palette today. And this is like one of my favorite palettes to go into when spring starts. So I'm like, I really did want to use this. And I also haven't used ColourPop in a few days. So I went in with Zoned Out in the crease. Then I darkened up the crease more with Iffy. And then I used Filtered on the outer corners. And then for the lid, I went in with Fluff. And it's just such a pretty, easy purple look. I really like this palette a lot. And then I went into Trainwreck on the inner corners. Like, if you want to get, like, a good, cheap, monochromatic palette, these 9 pans are so good. But, like, I don't know what they're doing now with the brand. Like, all our older stuff was so much better. But at least that prevents me from spending any more money on their stuff, because I haven't bought anything from them in a couple months. And then I used the Brighter Days from Blend Bunny on the brow bone from the Forget Me Not palette. And then I used, where is my eyeliner? I used Amethyst Hour by ColourPop, but I don't see it here. So it's like buried somewhere. And then I just used the Essence Lash Primer and then the Tower 28 Jet Black Mascara. Then I used the Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes. And then I primed my face with the Do It Spray and the the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. And then I used the Cali Ray Free Dreaming Skin Wellness Diffusing Tint in the shade The One. And then for my concealer, I went into the Tower 28 concealer in the shade BH, and then I set my under eyes with the House Labs powder, and then I set my face with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh powder. And then for my bronzer, just went into the ColourPop Alviva Beach bronzer again. And then for my blush and highlight, I wanted to use my Say products, so I went into the Say Glow Sculpt Peach Glow blush. I haven't used this in a while, so I wanted to whip it out and use it today. Such a good blush. I definitely like the blush more than the highlighter. The highlighter is okay. It's not really that good. So this is the shade Pink Glow. It didn't look that great today, but it looked really pretty in the daylight when I was out. But I didn't love how it looked like when I was doing my makeup. It just looked a little bit patchy. And then I set my face with the with my Do It Spray, and then I set my brows with the ColourPop Brow Blush Gel. And then for my lips, I'm not really sure. Oh, there it is, right here. I actually picked this up yesterday from Sephora. This is the Summer Fridays Dream Lip Oil in the shade Blush Dreams. And the reason why I got this is because the Fancy Face was talking about how good these were, and she actually said that these were better than the Clarins lip oils, and I have to agree, because this actually has pigmentation to it. Like, when you swatch this is actually pigmented, but it's not thick whatsoever, but it actually has color to it. And just because something's a lip oil doesn't mean you always want it to be clear. So I really like that. It's very nourishing on the lips. It feels like nothing. The Clarins one is freaking $30, and it's just clear. I mean, not to say it's not good, but it literally smells the same as the NYX one, and even the NYX one has a bit of pigmentation to it. I just wanted to show you, like, the comparison. Like, the NYX one still has a bit of a tint to it, and I think it's nice, too. It's not my absolute favorite, but I kind of want to do, like, a lip oils video. Like, I also have this Milk Makeup one, and this one is so good. I'm not going to get, like, the newer lip oils that they came out with, because I have this glossy lip oil hybrid, and this is amazing. I love this so much, and this does have pigment to it. I'm just going to swatch them. Why not? This one has, like, actual pigmentation to it. It has, like, an orangey glitter to it, and then the same thing with the Say one, which I also really love. This one has color payoff too, so it's like I'm not going to waste money on ones that don't have pigmentation. Like, all of these have a color to them, except for the Clarins one. Like, every other one is worth it for me. Like, this one, it is so good, and it has like a really nice pigmentation to it. It's a little bit more like less shiny and actually more pigmented. And then the Summer Fridays one feels like a little bit more cooling on the lips. So if you want to go for more pigmentation wise, I would say the Summer Fridays or the Say ones. They're both really good. And if you just want a more affordable option, I think that the NYX ones are really good as well. And also the ColourPop ones, but I like the formula of the ColourPop ones more than the NYX ones, but they don't have the color payoff like the NYX ones do. Like, if you want to get like a darker color or something with actual pigment from ColourPop, you need to get like some of the darker ones, because most of the lighter ones end up looking the same. So anyway, lip oil ran over, but I just wanted to show you a bit of a comparison as to what they look like, because I probably prefer all these other formulas over the Clarins ones, to be honest. Maybe it's only better than the NYX one, but I love the Say one, I love the Milk one, and I love the Summer Fridays one. I just tried it today and I already love it. So anyway, makeup rant over. So that's everything that I did as far as my makeup goes. And as far as a reading update goes, I am on page 224 of The Cruel Prince. I got really far last night. I read like over 100 and something pages. Like, I was on page 45 when I got home, and then I got up to page 170 last night. So that's like at least 130, something like that. So I'm planning on finishing it tonight, because honestly, I'm loving it. It's so good. Fantastic storytelling. I really love the main character in this. I think she's so good. Like, she's just so good. Like, I don't know what it is about her. Like, I feel like she's such a multi-layered, intriguing character, and I really feel like we don't really know too much about her still, and it just makes me want to read the book more and more. And there's 3 murders that has already happened, and she has to hide a body, and it's crazy. Like, the only thing I would say about this is that I wish that there was a bit more humor. There's not exactly too much humor in this, but I find that this is more serious in the tone, but also, like, there's so many things that are happening that are kind of totally unexpected. And, like, honestly, I keep on getting the feeling every time she has to go do something, or every time she's trying to help someone, something like awful happens. So I feel like that's, you know, what she set the tone for anytime she has a scene with the main character, because you're like, oh no, what's gonna go wrong this time? But it's so good. So I'm enjoying it so much. So hopefully I can finish this one. I'm enjoying this so much that I ended up picking up the second book in the Stolen Heir duology tonight, The Prisoner's Throne. And I think I'm just going to jump right into that duology as soon as I finish the trilogy, because obviously you have to read the trilogy first before you read the duology, or you're going to get serious spoilers. So you really do need to read the trilogy first. Some fantasy series you don't have to do that, but some you definitely do, like Kingdom of the Wicked. You had to read that before you read Throne of the Fallen, so that's what I did. And I've been having just a great time. Just great trilogies that I've read this month. So I'm super excited. I know it's going to get darker. I bet some shit is going to go down in this book, and I'm so excited. I feel like the last 100 pages, I'm going to be like, I'm not going to be able to put it down. So I can't wait. I'm so excited. This is so good. I understand why this is so freaking popular, because this is like probably the most popular fantasy series besides Throne of Glass and ACOTAR on TikTok. And it's so freaking good. Like, oh my god, I love it. So yeah, that's it. Bye. So hey there, guys. I just wanted to tell you guys about my makeup look for today. I did like a super minimal look because I needed to run out of the house today to get my nails done. Not that I needed to, but I wanted to. They were here doing like my mom had our fence guys here. They did like a deer fence in the back, and now they replaced like the front gate, but in order for them to do that, like they were blocking like our driveway to get out. So I waited until they were done, and then I just ran out of the house at like 4:30. And I just threw on some makeup because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to leave the house today, but then I just put this on really, really fast. I didn't even do eye primer. So I just went in with the Golden Hour palette by ColourPop, and I just threw on Love the Vibes in the crease, and then I dusted Golden Waves just all over the lid just for some glitter. And then I just went in with all that on the brow bone and then honey dipped on the inner corners. And that's all I did because I was like, I need to just get out of the house. Like, I wasn't going to spend a good half hour, like, doing my makeup. I'm like, there's literally no point. And also, I was just going to be home tonight because your girl is tired. And also, like, I did get high last night, but I went to bed really late. And then I just went in with the LA Girl liner in the shade White on the waterline. And then I just went in with the ColourPop Act Natural mascara on the top and bottom lashes. And that's all I did. And then I just went through the brows with my ColourPop Brow Blush Gel. And then for the face, I just went in with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser just to conceal in the shade 9.5. And then I just set everything and my under eyes with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh powder just to set everything. And then for my blush, I didn't even do bronzer. I just threw on a blush. I just went into the Milani blush in the shade Rosa Romantica. So I just went in with that. I just went in with everything that was in front of me, and then I just ran out of the house. And then for my highlight, I just went into the shade Cheers once again by Blend Bunny. I always know that these are going to be stunning. So I've used this shade Cheers like so many times, and it's always just so beautiful on the cheeks. And that's all I did. And then I just set my face really quick with the Rare Beauty spray. My face feels just a little bit dry, so I wanted to like rehydrate it again, and that was it. And then I just went into the Summer Fridays lip oil again. I actually really, really like this. I mean, I think I'm about to take this off anyway, but it just feels so nice on the lips. And this one is the Dream Lip Oil. I don't even know why I'm reapplying it, but I just wanted to show you guys how pretty it is. But it's just so nice. Like, I just really like this lip product. I actually want to blot it a little bit. I don't have any tissues, so. But it's so pretty, and that's everything that I used on my face today. That's all I did. So I went and got my nails done, and because I wanted to get them done for my boyfriend's birthday tomorrow, because I am taking him out to dinner. And also, like, today would have been exactly 2 weeks for me to get my nails done, because I always try to get them done every 2 weeks. And I did like this really pretty, like, pinky purpley lavender spring color chrome, and it just looks so pretty. This is very Easter vibes, actually, and I really like how it turned out. I wanted it to be like a bit more lavender. This is kind of like a pinkish purple, but I still think it looks really pretty. So yeah, that's it for my makeup. And then as far as a reading update goes, I did finish Cruel Prince last night. I just read I read like 150 pages last night, at least, and I just finished it. I was like on page 280, 290 when I got into bed, and then I just finished the last like 80 pages, and I really, really loved it. I thought it was great. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I actually think I liked this book more than this book right now, but I'm still really enjoying this one. So I just jumped right into the second one, The Wicked King, this morning. And I got to page 109, which I do want to get a bit further today, but also, like, again, I just wanted to get out of the house when they were gone so I could just get my nails done. So I read quite a bit this afternoon. I read for like an hour, and I got like 65 pages or like 70 pages read. This morning I only got 40 pages read, so I try to like break it down a little bit into segments of hours rather than like binging, straight through, because sometimes like you're just not really registering what's happening, and I don't want that to happen. But again, these books are so easy to follow, and look at how beautiful this cover is. Like, I'm literally obsessed with the quality. It's just so nice. So I'm just going to keep on reading tonight. That's all I'm going to do for the rest of the night. So we'll see how far we get. I almost wanted to just finish this book today because I had so much time to read, but at least I read earlier and I just did super simple makeup. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Bye. Oh, and I just wanted to say about the book is that there's not really as much, like deaths happening in the first half of this book like it did in the first book. Like it was a little bit more suspenseful. Not that I was scared when I was reading the book. I'm just saying like more shocking things were happening. Like she was killing like a couple of the fae that were doing her wrong. She hasn't really done that in here yet, but I feel like it's going to happen soon, probably like halfway through. There's probably going to be a lot of bloodshed again like there was in the first one, and I'm super excited. So yeah, just my whole reading journey is in this Cruel Prince world, and I'm literally obsessed. I've been loving it. I thought I heard a bug or something, but I don't think it was. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Okay, so hey there guys. I want to tell you guys about my makeup look for today. It was actually my boyfriend's birthday today. We didn't do much because he said he was pretty tired, so I'm actually going to take him out to dinner on Friday instead of today. I was like, yeah, let's go to dinner Friday. I thought it was supposed to be like the original plan, but then he said he was tired, so I was like, all right. So I actually went and picked up some pastries for us. I am really tired too, though. I didn't get the best sleep last night because, I fell asleep pretty fast because I was super tired. But then my mom and my brother were outside looking at his car, and the dogs were barking because they had to check his tires at like 8 in the morning. Like, my family loves to do everything like first thing in the morning, and I'm like dead to the world. But also, like, the AirPods cancel out most of the noise except for when the dogs bark. Like, I can still hear that. Like, it's just muffled, but it actually cancels out them, like, going in and out of the house and them talking more so than the dogs barking. So once they barked, I can't fall back asleep again. Like, I'm just terrible at falling back asleep. So I was just so tired. So I was like, okay, I'm tired too. Let's just hang out. So I picked us up from some pastries from like this really good bakery near me. He really likes their pastries there, and I've only went there like once before. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go pick them up today too. And I got a chocolate chip cookie, and it was so good. Oh my god. I got him oatmeal raisin because that's his favorite, and then picked us up some bud, and I also picked up dinner. So it was really good. So we just got pizza, and then we just hung out for like 5 hours. So I primed my eyes with the ColourPop Party Proof Primer, and then I used the Clarins lip oil, and then I set my eyes with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh powder. I had to change up what I laid out though for like the makeup that I was gonna wear. I'm like, okay, since we weren't going out to dinner, so I just went into the ColourPop Golden Hour palette again, and I just did a simple neutral look. I went in with I believe Scenic Drive on the crease. Then I darkened up the crease more with Never Leaving. And then I used Far Off and 7 p.m. on the outer corners. And then I just went into Honey Dipped all over the lid because I kind of wanted something really soft. Like, I've actually been really liking, like, super simple looks lately. Like, I'm still wearing eyeshadow. I'm just not wearing as much face makeup. I mean, I did wear foundation today, but like this palette is just so simple to just throw on 2 shades and you're good to go. I used to be like, you know, why is it that people only throw on 1 lid shade or 1 crease shade? But like, I feel like if I just have to do that with a brow bone highlight and an inner corner highlight, I'm still using 4 shadows from the palette. So I'm still using the palette. So anyway, but yeah, I used like a couple more shades today and it lasted so well. Like, I think that these shadows have soft pigment, but they last such a long time. Like, I don't know. I mean, with ColourPop shadows for me, they usually last longer, even though I feel like these mattes are more powdery. They last a while. Like, even the shimmer was still on my lid tonight, and I was like, wow, okay. So I'm just impressed with it. And then I just went in with Glimmer on the inner corners, and that's everything I used. I really love this palette. I can't get enough of it. It's just such an easy go-to everyday palette. And then I went into the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Brown. And then it's just become like my new go-to neutral palette because I've been really wanting like a new one. And I think that this is one of my favorites that I've ever gotten. And then I went in with the Essence Lash Primer. And then I went into the Amico Lay Mascara. And then I went into the Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes. And then I primed my face with the Do It Spray and the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. Sorry. I told you guys I'm really tired. And then for my foundation and concealer, I went into the Makeup Forever HD Skin and the coinciding concealer. You guys know, love this foundation. But I'm getting like so annoyed that Makeup Forever like constantly discontinues their foundations and keep on naming them like a new version of HD. It kind of gets like super annoying and confusing, and as soon as you end up falling in love with a certain foundation, they discontinue it. But it's not like I'm ever going to really use it up. And for me, the only 2 foundations that I've really repurchased, or like 3, is the Anastasia Luminous Foundation, the Lancome Teint Idol, and the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. I went through full bottles of all of those. That I needed them back in my collection because I can't live without those. Like, maybe the Anastasia one I'm not as in love with as this one because I feel like this one lasts longer. But the Anastasia one's still beautiful, but I find that this one lasts longer on my skin because it's not as luminous. It's like a demi matte finish, and it's just so gorgeous. It's just such a demi natural finish is what I meant to say, not demi matte. It's so beautiful. And I'm in the shade 1RO2, and then this one I'm in the shade 1.1N. And then I set my under eyes with the House Labs powder, and then I set my face with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh powder. And then for my bronzer, blush, and highlight, I went into the Ilia bronzer in the shade Drawn In because I just wanted to use it today. It's just such a good bronzer. And then for my blush, I just went into the Cream Blush by Rose Inc. This is Delphine. It's just a really pretty, easy, everyday blush. And then for my highlight, I just went into one of my all-time favorites, which is the Rare Beauty. They, like, nothing can compete with these on the mainstream market. They are absolutely stunning. They're just so beautiful, and I haven't really seen anybody else come out with good highlighters like this since these came out, and that's why these were super viral. I love how people say that highlighter is dead, and then people sold out these highlighters like countless times at Sephora, and I'm like, highlighter is dead? Like, this is me scratching my head with my highlighter compact, and then it's like literally blinding. Like, these are fantastic highlighters, so like nobody doesn't like these. Like, maybe they just say they're too intense, but they say they're amazing, like formula wise. So yeah, highlighter is dead, okay, when it's sold out like 5 million times on Sephora's website. So okay, sure. And then I set and I think that her blush highlighter hybrid, which I am going to pick up one of those shades during the Sephora sale, is going to go viral too, and it's probably going to sell out constantly. And then I set my face with the Rare Beauty spray, actually, not the Do It spray. And then I set my brows with the ColourPop Brow Blush Gel. And then for my lips, I went into the Becca lipstick in the shade Sugar. So yeah, that's what I used today for my makeup. And then as far as a reading update goes, I'm on page 275 of The Wicked King. I didn't read too much during the day today. I mean, I still read 55 pages. But I'm going to finish it tonight. I only have 45 pages left. Because it's 320 pages, and like I said, I'm on page 275, if you could speak. But I don't know if I'm going to jump right into the Queen of Nothing tonight, because I am pretty tired. I mean, I'm going to finish this now and then probably watch some Desperate Housewives soon, because I'm literally obsessed with it. I got to take the dogs out before I finish the book. But most likely I will start this tonight. I don't know, a bit later, like maybe around like 12 or 1, which is the last book in the trilogy. And this will be my 15th book. But this one is super short. It's only 305 pages. And I'm probably going to get through quite a lot of it tomorrow. But also, like, I was thinking about finishing this book last night because I was on, like, I had finished all of book 1 yesterday. Like, I don't know if I said that yesterday. I don't think I was on, I think I didn't say that I finished all of book 1 of this book, which was 220 pages. So that was my goal, was just to finish, like, really the first half, but it's kind of like 2/3 of the book because book 2 is only 100 pages long. So I'm already halfway through book 2, so I'm going to finish it now. And I'm really enjoying it. I still think I liked the first one more, but this one it's so good. Like, it's just such great storytelling, and I feel like with these books are like the first time that really you think that the character, like the main character, is just telling like a fairy tale story, like a folk tale. And you really just feel like she is like narrating this by like word of mouth, not like written down. And I feel like that's how this book is written, or this trilogy is written, and I'm eating it up. It's so good. So I'm going to read the Queen of Nothing Thursday and Friday. I also didn't really want to read too much today because I feel like I'm getting into a bit of a reading slump when I'm reading, because since I'm reading so much, I'm kind of not taking in everything that's going on. Like, I'll read a page and then I'm like, who tried to attack her? And then I'll have to go back. But then, like, I'll pick up, like, other parts. But, like, I don't want to do that. So, also, that's why today was kind of a bit of a lighter reading day for me. Because I'm like, I read over 200 pages yesterday. That's a lot for me, for my ADD brain. So, today, I only read 98 pages. Or I'm going to only read 98 pages by the time I finish the book. And then I'll just start this one. We'll see how far we get, but I'm not going to be like too pressured to get too into this book because I have like 3 days to finish it. So I wanted to make it that way. So then like I didn't feel overwhelmed, but also like didn't feel like I wasn't enjoying reading. I'm still freaking loving it. It's just I don't want to get into a slump of not enjoying this series because I'm reading too much. But I'm still loving it. It's so good. So, yeah. That's it. Bye. Oh, and also tomorrow I'm going to happy hour with 2 of my girlfriends that I haven't seen in a long time. I'm so excited. So, bye. Okay, so hey there, guys. I want to tell you guys about my makeup look for today. Plans changed a little bit today, but actually, like, I'm kind of more excited for these other things. I'm still seeing one of my girlfriends that I haven't seen in a while. I haven't seen her in like 3 months. So she is still coming here. She comes all the way from Queens. But she has to go pick up a prescription here because they're sold out of like this certain medication at the pharmacy that she needs to go to. So she wanted to come here, and also her sister lives right here, and I've been friends with her sister for years. That's how I met her. So originally I was supposed to go to happy hour with both of them, but then Lisa said that she had a headache because of the rain. So I'm still meeting Karen but I'm not meeting her until 5. I was supposed to meet her at 4, but she didn't leave until like 3:30, and then she's not going to be here until 5. And originally we were supposed to go to this other place that was like further down the road and somewhere I've actually never been to before, and I was actually pretty excited, but we're just going to go to the Japanese place across the street from the mall that I work at, and honestly it'll be easier just to go there anyway. At first we were going to go to this Italian place that's in the mall that she's never been to, but she wants to have sushi, so I'm like, okay, it's totally fine. I really don't care which one, just tell me where to meet you, because I've been to both of them enough times. So I'm excited that we're just meeting for happy hour. So and then I'm gonna go see Godzilla versus Kong, or Godzilla X Kong, with my friend Chris later. That's not until 8 o'clock, and I'm actually kind of happy that we're not going until then, because I didn't think she wasn't going to be here until 5, but also, like, it'll take me at least, like, 20 minutes to get to the movie theater, but also we're going to, like, meet to go eat first. Meet to go eat. But also, like, I told him to meet me at, like, 6:30. I don't see myself being at the... How did I get mascara on my eye? At the sushi place for longer than an hour and a half tops. But then that means I would have to see him at, like, I don't even know. I'll just tell him when I'm done, because it doesn't really matter. Like he said, I'll just meet you whenever you're done. Just let me know. So yeah, we're still gonna go see that. It actually comes out tomorrow. But there's actually like an advanced screening of it. Sorry, I just wanted to blend a little bit better. Okay, that looks better. Tonight. So I was like, fuck yeah, I want to go see it. Originally we were gonna see Kung Fu Panda, but there wasn't really that many seats left, and also their showing wasn't until 9 o'clock, and I don't want to go see a movie at 9 because then it won't be over till like 11. So if we go at 8, it should be over by like a little bit before 10:30. So because this movie's just under 2 hours, so then I'll be getting home at like 10:50 rather than like 11:30 if I went to see Kung Fu Panda at 9. But also, like, the earliest showing for Kung Fu Panda was 6:30, and we wouldn't have made that one. But also, like, we probably could have seen it then, but there, again, wasn't really that many seats left. So for the 8 o'clock showing of Godzilla, there was plenty of seats. So let me just explain everything to you guys. So I primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer, and then I used the Clarins lip oil, and then I set my eyes with Urban Decay pressed powder. And then for my eyeshadow today, I went into the Bella Beauty Bar, the Sun and the Sea palette. I was kind of like reminded and refreshed to use this palette again because I saw that Bella Beauty Bar is actually coming out with a new release. They're actually redoing their Secret Garden palette, something like that, something garden palette, and I feel like I'm going to be tempted to pick it up because their shadows are absolutely amazing. Their mattes are so pigmented and their shimmers are out of this world. They're so beautiful. So I wanted to use this palette because I wanted to wear my Jasmine and Aladdin shirt today, and I just found that these colors matched pretty perfectly, and I already had it out to wear. So yeah, so I went in with Caribbean first. At first, I was only going to go in with a matte brown, but then I found that this blue actually matches like her headband pretty well. So I was like, okay, I'll use that. And then I darkened up the crease more with Bikini, because I wanted to pick up a bit of the feather color in like his Aladdin's hat here, like his little feather here. And then for the rest of the color of the night sky, I went into Deep Dive on the outer corners, and I think it turned out so pretty. And then for my lid, I just wanted to go in with Mermazing. I was so torn between Mermazing and Siren, but this shade is just so beautiful. I mean, they're all beautiful, but I'm glad I went in with that one. And then I just went in with tan lines on the brow bone. And then for the inner corners, I used Sun-Kissed. And then for the lower lash line, I just went into a little bit of Daydream. I think it turned out so pretty. And then for the lower lash line, I kind of wanted to keep it lighter. So I just went into Amethyst Hour by ColourPop, and I kind of like that it's a bit lighter, so then like the eyeshadow shows off a little bit more. So I just didn't feel like digging for my other liner. And then I went in with the Essence Lash Primer, of course, and then I went into the Benefit Fan Fest Mascara. And then I went into the Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes. And then I primed my face with the Do It Spray and the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. And then for my foundation and concealer, I went into the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation because I really wanted to use this one at some point this week. I'm just going to use a different foundation tomorrow to take out my boyfriend for his birthday. So this one is the shade 00. And then for my concealer, I went into the Tarte C Hydro Flex Concealer in the shade Porcelain Sand 8S. And then I set my under eyes with the Pat McGrath powder. And then I set my face with the Urban Decay powder. And then for my bronzer, I went into the House Labs one. Yet again, I use this one all the time. I swear, it's such a good bronzer in the shade Light Level 1. And then for my blush, I just went into a ColourPop blush because I kind of wanted... It actually worked out with the lipstick that I wore for the blush that I went into. So I just went into ColourPop's Or Kid You Not collection blush in the shade Just My Pluck. It's such a pretty like mauve-y shade, so I think it looks really pretty. And then for the highlight, like, even though I had more time to like figure out what I wanted to wear blush and highlight wise, because I started getting ready at like 3:20 today, because originally I was supposed to meet my friend at 4, but then she said she wanted to meet at 5, so it's like 4:30 right now, so I had way more time to do my makeup. But I just ended up going into the Blend Bunny Noctilucent palette again, and I used the shade Far Out as my highlighter, and it's just so pretty. So, I mean, I always know that these are going to be stunning, so I just decided to use it anyway. And then I set my face with the Milk Makeup Setting Spray, and then I set my brows with the e.l.f. Wow Brow, and then for my lips, I lined with the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. And then for my lipstick, I went into the MAC Disney Aladdin lipstick because I'm wearing my Aladdin shirt, so I wanted to wear the lippy in the shade Princess Incognito. And it's just such a beautiful, like, pinky mauve shade, or like kind of like a warmer pink. So yeah, that's all I did for my makeup. And then as far as a reading update goes, I did start the 3rd book in the Cruel Prince trilogy last night. Like I said, I was just going to start it last night. I only read like the first 2 chapters last night because I really was tired and I just wanted to watch Desperate Housewives. And I found myself like not really concentrating on reading for that long, but I'm already really loving this one. This one is really good. I feel like so much shit is going to go down in this book, so I'm super excited. I still enjoyed the first 2 so much, but I feel like this one, I haven't found a 5-star since Throne of the Fallen. I feel like this one has 5-star potential. So I'm really excited, but so far it's great. So now I got through the first 100 pages though. I read like 70-ish pages today, so now I'm on page 101. But this one, like I said, is only 300 pages, so I'm fully intending on being done with it by tomorrow night. I'm probably going to read a little bit now before I leave. And yeah, that's pretty much it, or I might just read later because, yeah, but that's pretty much it, and I'm very excited to finish that. Also, I also discovered that there is a little short story in between Cruel Prince and The Wicked King called The Lost Sisters, and it's only 50 pages long. So I think after I finish The Queen of Nothing, like I said, this weekend is only going to be for the King of Elfame and for that short story. That's all I'm going to read this weekend because, like I said, the King of Elfame, or whatever it's called, is only 165 pages, and then the short story is only 50 pages. So I was either going to read that during the day on Saturday after I finished The Queen of Nothing on Friday night and just read that during the day and then read The King of L's Fame into Saturday night to Sunday, to all of Sunday. But I think I'm going to read The King of L's Fame on Saturday because I think I'll have more time to read then. Because Sunday, me and my mom are going to clean my room. So I think it would be better if I just end the month with a short story. And I don't have to worry about, like, reading as much on Sunday because I need to clean my entire room. Like, my room's a mess. So if I just read a 50-page short story, like, that's easy. And I just downloaded it on my Kindle, and it was only like $2. So I'm just going to read that after I finish The Queen of Nothing. If I decide to read that first or I read The King of L's Fame first, we'll see. But I'm still going to read The King of L's Fame because that is the goal. If I don't finish the short story, it's not the end of the universe. I'll just finish it on Monday or something. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good with my reading journey. And then that's my 15th book. So if I finish that by tomorrow night, then I will have read 15 books this month. And that was my goal for this month. So that's crazy. So yeah, that's it. Bye. But I'm so excited to see Godzilla v Kong. I'm so excited. I think it's Godzilla X Kong. Like, it's and Kong. Because I think, like, they, you know, help, like, each other. Because they were united in, I think, the last movie. So I'm really excited to see this one. And I don't think it really matters if my best friend has seen it or not. So he just still wanted to see this movie anyway. So yeah, we're just going to go see that. So yeah, bye. Okay, so hey there guys. I want to tell you guys about my makeup look for today. I went out with my boyfriend for his birthday and we went to like this like kind of Irish pub place near him, and they have really good food. It actually wasn't the place that I wanted to take him to. Like, when we pulled into the parking lot, I was like, is this where we're going? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I thought we were going to this place. Then he was like, oh, I'm sorry, like, I didn't realize, like, I thought you said this place. And I'm like, it's fine, like, I really like this place too, and we actually hadn't been there in years. So I'm like, it's totally fine, and also it's closer to where he lives, so I'm like, yeah, sounds great. I'm like, their food is so good. So, yeah, it was really fun, and then we just went back to his place, and we watched Shin Godzilla, because I've been really wanting to watch Godzilla -1. I'm a huge Godzilla fan. I grew up on Godzilla with my brother and my sister, and my brother was, like, obsessed with Godzilla, that, like, we would watch it all the time. Like, he wanted to be Godzilla, like, every Halloween, like, it was crazy, but we used to watch, like, the one with Matthew Broderick, like, so much, and then I've seen, like, every single new one, but I've never seen, like, the Japanese new ones, and I was really excited to see them. So we're gonna most likely watch Godzilla -1 on Monday or at some point next week, but we watched this one today, and it was so fucking good. Wow, it, like, blows the American movies out of the water. They're just amazing, like, horrifying, but so good. And then we just watched a bit of the Yankees game because the Yankees are playing again, and he's a huge fan, and, like, obviously I wanted to do what he wanted for his birthday, so it was fun. It was a good time. So I primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer, and then I put on the Clarins lip oil, and then I set my eyes with the Dior powder. And then for my eyeshadow palette today, I just went into my Ensley Rain Cosmetics Groovy Garden palette because I really just wanted to use it again today. I've been absolutely loving this palette. It's just so beautiful, and again, you really cannot go wrong with Ensley Rain. Like, their shadows are just fucking fantastic. So I went into Marvy in the crease. Then I darkened up the crease more with Peace. And then I used Babe and Dig It on the outer corners. And then for the lid, I went into Free Spirit. And then for the brow bone, I went into Free Thinker, of course. And then for the inner corners, I just went in with Moonchild. And it looked like so sparkly on my lids from this shade. And also, like, even though this is my newest palette, but I knew I would reach for this palette a lot in the summertime. I mean, not the summertime, the springtime, because you guys know that my favorite colors to wear in the spring are pink and green looks. I like, well, for some reason, just pink and green are just my spring colors, and I love combining the two like so many times in the spring. And since it has like all these green and pink mattes in here, and these like stunning like shifty shadows that like shift a little bit green, and this beautiful pink, like it's a no-brainer. I just love it. It's so pretty. So that's what I used on my eyes today. And then, sorry, my throat's a little bit dry. Well, not dry. It just hurts a little. Let me just grab a cough drop. Sorry. And then for my liner, I just went into the Makeup by Mario liner in the shade Black. And then for my mascara, I just went into the Essence Lash Primer, and then I used the Tartelette Tubing Mascara. I need to go into Sephora to redeem my free full-size mascara from this set. I think I've had this set since the last Sephora sale in like November. I mean, that doesn't make them that old, but I kind of want to get the free one at some point. So I'm either going to do, I mean, I really love this mascara and the Benefit one, but I do think that this one's getting a little bit dried out. I would rather just get the Tarte one because I thought that this was the best one out of the 5. The Lancome one was good, and it would make sense to get the Lancome one because that's the most expensive, but I didn't love it as much as this one and the Benefit Fan Fest. Like, these were the best 2 in that set. So I think I'm just going to redeem it for this one. And then I went in with the Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes. And then I primed my face with the Do It Spray and the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. And then for my foundation today, I wanted to go into my Tom Ford one in the shade 0.0 Pearl. I love this foundation. It was a little bit dry on my face today. But this one is a little bit of like a drier finish, but it does look beautiful on the skin once you're done with your makeup. And it sets really well. And then for my concealer, I just went into the House Labs one. This is the shade 01 Fair Neutral. And then I set my under eyes with the Pat McGrath Labs powder. And then I set my face with the Dior powder. And then for my bronzer, I went into the Pat McGrath Labs bronzer in the shade Naked Desire. And then for my blush, I wanted to go into my Dior Backstage one. I like using a couple of bougie products when I go out to dinner with him or with my mom and stuff. So this is the shade 012 Rosewood. You know, I love this blush. And then my highlighter wasn't really showing up that great. I was trying to use the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Rose Quartz, which is like a way older one. But it kind of looked like super dry. So I went over it with the Wet n Wild Bloom Time. And this one is so good. I love this one for the spring. I should have just used this one. But for some reason, every time I need to go out and do something or like, you know, for a special occasion, my highlight doesn't look that great. But then if I'm like running errands or like, of course, not applying it for something that's like a special occasion, it looks amazing. And then I set my eyes. I'm just trying to find my lippy. I set my eyes with the, no, I set my face with the Milk Makeup setting spray. And then I set my brows with the e.l.f. Wow Brow. Oh, there it is. And then for my lips, I went into the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Good and Plenty. And then for my lipstick, I actually haven't used this one in quite a while. So this is the Bobbi Brown Luxe Lip Color in the shade Neutral Rose. This one has such a good formula. It's just a little mini one that I got, I think with like some of my Sephora points. This was like one of the 100-point perks. And I feel like it's so worth it to redeem like a mini lipstick. Because like, when are you actually going to go through a mini lipstick? Like, unless it's one that you wear like every single day. Lip products are really hard to go through. I don't think I've ever really went through like a full lipstick besides Aquarius from ColourPop and Kathleen Lights. That's the only lipstick I've ever used up completely. Never used up any of my other ones, and I've only used up one gloss completely, which was the Fenty gloss. I use up my clear ones and the lip oils that I use all the time because I use that when I'm doing my makeup to nourish my lips. But the actual like only real lip product I've ever went through fully is the full Fenty Glow lip gloss, like the full size, because I would carry that around constantly in my bag. And I would throw that on whenever, like, my lips started feeling dry, because sometimes I would, like, wipe my lipstick off when I'm at my boyfriend's house, because we usually eat together. Or if, like, my lips are just feeling really chapped, I'll just throw that on every single time. So, that's everything I did for my makeup. And as far as a reading update goes, I'm still on The Queen of Nothing, but like I said, I literally just started this Wednesday night. And I'm going to finish it tonight. I'm on page 205. So I have exactly 100 pages to read. But honestly, like, this one is so easy to read. And honestly, I feel like so much is going to happen in these last 100 pages. Like, it's really building up. This one, I really loved the other two. They were great, but this one just flows so well, and there's just so much going on. Again, like the first two, but this one's like, oh my god, you can't wait to see what happens next. You can't wait to see what happens next. So I'm really excited for the ending of this one. I can't wait. So yeah, I'm gonna finish it tonight. And then I've also been reading the short story on the Kindle, because I didn't know that there was a short story for The Folk of the Air. There's like a 50-page short story called The Lost Sisters. So I've been reading this whenever like I'm out of the house, or like at my boyfriend's, or if I'm like waiting for a friend or something and I have like a few minutes to kill in the car. Like, I read like the first 10 pages in the car yesterday waiting for my friend to meet me. And it's only 50 pages, and it's all about Taryn during the time that she was married to Locke. Because if you've read the second one or the third one, you know what happens to Locke. If you've read the Cruel Prince trilogy. So I had no idea there was a 1.5 short story. So I was like, I gotta read that too. And then once I'm done with this one, I'm going to go into 3.5, like I said, which is The King of Elves Fame, or I have it all ready to go on my Kindle. I already bought it like a couple of days ago. But yeah, I've been reading The Lost Sisters, and I have The King of Elves Fame right here. So I'm going to literally start that tomorrow as soon as I finish this one. I didn't feel the need to own The King of Elves Fame, and The Lost Sisters I don't really think is I don't know if it's a paperback book, but I was like, why would I buy a 50-page book when I could just read it on my Kindle? So I've been reading that on here. So after I finish The Queen of Nothing, and then hopefully finish The King of Elves Fame just tomorrow, because it's only 165 pages, I shouldn't not be able to get through it by tomorrow night. Because I'm literally going to start it Saturday afternoon, and I'm going to have quite a bit of reading time before work. And then I'm going to finish this one on Sunday, because I didn't really want too much to read on Sunday, because I'm going to clean my room with my mom, like I said. So I thought that a short story was perfect for Sunday to end the month with. And then when I finish King of Elves Fame, I will have read 16 books this month, which is more than my goal, because my goal was 14 to 15. So I'm getting in one more shorter book, which is great. And I'm glad that I picked a shorter book to end the month with, because then I can get one more book in before March ends. So just think about that. Like, if you've been like struggling reading lately and you're not taking in the information, try try picking a shorter book, because it doesn't take as long as like of an attention span. It's not really that much to concentrate on. You don't feel too pressured to finish it. And honestly, like, short stories are kind of like a little bit of a brain refresher, or like even a bit of a palate cleanser, because I am reading a lot of fantasy and I'm still in this world. But just reading this little short story, I'm so invested. And then I have a shorter book, so then I'm ready for the duology next week. But like, at the end of the month, the last 3 days of the month, I don't want to overwhelm myself picking books that are like 300 pages long, because like, who knows if I'm going to have the time to finish it. Like, I just thought it made more sense this way. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Okay, so hey there guys. I want to tell you guys about my makeup look for today. I did work today. Pretty tired. So I wore this like cropped sweater that I think I've worn in a video before. Because I wanted to get in wearing at least one more sweater before it starts getting warmer. So I've been thinking about wearing this outfit for a while. So I wore it with this like denim longer skirt that's like knee length, and it looked really cute. So I'm glad that I wore it. And the reason why I wore a cropped sweater is so then like you could see like the high-waisted skirt, but like the cropped sweater came like right to my waist. So it looked really cute. I got a couple of compliments on my outfit, so that was nice. No compliments on my makeup, but as long as people compliment my outfit, usually it's like better than nothing. So anyway, it doesn't really matter to me. So I primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer, and then I used the Clarins lip oil, and then I set my eyes with the Dior Backstage powder, and I was kind of inspired a little bit by Angelica Nyquist's style today, like when it comes to like her clothing, even though I've been thinking about wearing this for a while. Before I thought about Angelica Nyquist, actually she would wear something like this. And I wore it with like my brown booties. But then since I was like, okay, since I think about her when I'm wearing this, I'm just going to use her palettes. And also like I wanted to use the Trick or Treat palette again. So I went into the Trick or Treat palette mostly from Odin's Eye. And I love this palette. I think that this is like one of their best collab palettes. I mean, honestly, any of the collabs that Angie does, they're beautiful. So, and I actually like messaged her and told her like, I love your Onen's Eye palettes and I love your collabs. They're just such beautiful quality. And this one I think is my favorite color story out of the three, out of the Hella palette and the Club Nebula. This one is my favorite. So I went in with Howl in the crease. And then I used a different defining shade, but that was the only shade that I used from the Hella palette. And then I went in with Goblin on the outer corners. And then for the lid, I went into Full Moon. I actually can't remember if I've used either of these shades again. I know I've used like most of these again, but I don't think I've used the gold one again. So I was like, I kind of wanted to use it today. So I just did like a more bronzy yellowish look. And then I went into Wicked on the brow bone, and then for the inner corners, I used Mummy's Curse. So I just wanted to get a use of Odin's Eye palettes in before the month ended. I don't even know if I'm actually going to be wearing makeup tomorrow because it's Easter, and honestly, every Easter, I don't go anywhere. I just literally stay home. I'm so excited to be home tomorrow. Because I've been doing a lot. At least I've been doing like a few more things. I saw like more than just my best friend this week, so it was nice. And I have my boyfriend's birthday week, and he always wants me to like see him like so much earlier, and he actually like dropped off my food that we had yesterday because I accidentally forgot it at his house last night. So he dropped it off for me at work, and that was pretty nice. And then I went into Wolf, like I said, on the defining area from the Hella palette. That's the only shade I used from here. And that was it when it comes to the palettes. And then for my waterline, I just went into the Makeup Forever liner in the shade Brown, the Limitless Brown. And then I went into the Essence Lash Primer, of course. And then I used the Milk Makeup Rise Mascara. And then I went into the Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes. And then I primed my face with the Do It spray and the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, the liquid putty primer. And then for my concealer and foundation, I just went back into the Laura Mercier ones again. She's also been talking about how much she loves these, but also I've been reaching for these constantly. Like, I don't know, I just reach for this a lot. It does look really pretty on the skin, so it is a nice foundation. So I went into the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation from Laura Mercier in the shade 1C1 Cool Vanille. And then I went into the Coinciding Concealer in the shade 0N1. And then I set my under eyes with the Pat McGrath Labs powder, and then I set my face with a Dior powder. So I had a very inspired Angie day, but she is my favorite YouTuber. And then I went into the Gucci bronzer in the shade 01. And then for my blush and highlight, I went into the Kat Von D blush in the shade Honeysuckle. And then for my highlighter, I went into the Catrice Cosmetics More Than Glow highlighter in the shade Beyond Golden Glow. And then I set my face with the Milk Makeup setting spray. And then I set my brows with the e.l.f. Wow Brow. And then for my lips, I went into the ColourPop BFF lip liner. This guy right here. And then for my lipstick, I went into the Bite Beauty lipstick in the shade Tamarind. Unfortunately, they don't sell Bite Beauty in Sephora anymore, but this is the Power Move Soft Matte Lipstick in the shade Tamarind because they went out of business like a while back. I don't know why this looks like this. It's annoying me. But I'm about to take it off anyway, but that actually fixed it quite a bit. So that's everything as far as my makeup goes. And then as far as a reading update goes, I did start The King of Elfhame, something like that. I can never remember the name. On my Kindle last night, like pretty late last night, because actually, like, I didn't really sleep that great last night. That was mostly my fault, because I was just high on an edible, and then I just didn't want to move. So that's usually what happens, like 99% of the time. So I was like, I knew I wasn't going to sleep that great. But I started it last night, and then I got up to page, like, 100-ish before I went to work, and now I'm on page 123, and this is only 165 pages, so I should finish it literally in a half hour, because it says only 37 minutes are left in this book, because there's a lot of illustrations in this book, but also, like, it's not kiddish. It's dark, but it's not, like, ridiculously dark, but, like, I'm just enjoying it so much because, like, I'm loving everything from Cardin's perspective. And it kind of makes total sense for this little 165-page book to be from his perspective. For everything that happens in The Cruel Prince, you kind of understand why he's like this. And she gives, like, the whole background on him, on why he is the Cruel Prince. And I really, really like that. Like, it's not like an unnecessary story. I feel like I would recommend anyone who has read the Cruel Prince trilogy to read this book. Like, it adds so much to the trilogy from Cardin's perspective. And Jude's in it too, and so is Taryn, and so is Vivian. So it's a lot of, like, our favorite characters still, and a lot of the main characters. And it's just been a fun time. And she talks about Locke and, what's his name? What's the other one's name? I forget. Valerian, I think. Yeah. And talks about their friendship and how they became friends and everything. But, like, Cardin, like, doesn't really care about anybody. Like, even, like, his friends, like, they're not really, like, friends. They just are super evil and just don't really care about humans and all that stuff. And it kind of, like, tells about, like, why he likes Jude so much, even though he thinks that he shouldn't, because she's immortal. So yeah, I'm gonna finish that tonight, like, literally in less than an hour. And then I think I'm also gonna finish the short story that I was reading, because I also started The Lost Sisters, which is a 1.5 in between Cruel Prince and The Wicked King. It basically talks about Jude's twin and Locke. which is her husband, and what happens to her husband because he actually gets murdered in The Wicked King. So, like, all these short stories are actually, like, they add so much to the story. They're not, like, non-essential. They've been, like, so enjoyable. And then I can get one more book done before the 31st before March is over, which is tomorrow. And then I'm planning, even because I think I'm going to finish both tonight because they really don't take that long to finish. I'm just going to go right into Lynn Painter's The Do-Over. And I'm just going to read this tomorrow. I'm not expecting to get too far tomorrow because it depends how long it takes for me and my mom to clean my room. But I definitely just want to take just a little break from fantasy. And I just want a mindless short romance book. So I think that this will be a good palette cleanser for me. And also, like, I've been wanting to read more Lynn Painter. So I thought that was perfect. Not too long. Probably will be done with it in like 2 days. So I will have already finished a book probably by the night of April 1st. So that'll be great. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Okay, so hey there guys. I wanted to tell you guys about my makeup look for today. So I prime my eyes with ColourPop Party Proof Primer, and then I use the Clarins Lip Oil, and then I set my eyes with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Powder. I don't need this bookmark right now. I was just finishing a book. And then for my eyeshadow palette, I went into the ColourPop Golden Hour palette, and actually I filmed today because I filmed my March reading wrap-up video because today's March 1st, and I wanted to talk about all the books that I read in March. So I went in with In the Moment in the crease. Then I darkened up the crease more with Views. And then I used a bit of Far Off and 7 p.m. on the outer corners. I probably should have used a bit of this shade, but I just wasn't really thinking about it because I was talking about so many books. So I just went into like the standard shades in this palette that I wanted to use. And then I went into LA Sunset again. And then I went in with all that on the brow bone. And then I went in with Glimmer on the inner corners. And that's everything that I used from this palette because I just wanted to use it at least once this week. Probably not going to use it again this week because I'm actually working quite a bit this week. And I'm seeing my boyfriend on Thursday too. I just went over his house today. So, she just did a pretty natural look. And then for my liner, I just went into the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Brown. And then for my primer, I went into the Essence Lash Primer, of course. And then I went into my Ilia mascara. I haven't used this one in so long. This is the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. It's a good one, but I was like, I probably should use it. And then I went into my Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes. Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes, of course. And then I primed my face with the Do It Spray and the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer as per usual. And then for my foundation and concealer, I went into the Cali Ray Free Dreaming Skin Wellness Diffusing Tint because I just wanted to use it today. I love this product so much. And then I went into the First Aid Beauty Hello Fab Bendy Avocado Concealer. I actually really like this one and I haven't used it in a little while. So this is the shade 0.5. Then I set my under eyes with the House Labs powder, and then I set my face with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh powder. And I just wanted to say that this is going to be the start of a new week because I actually didn't wear makeup yesterday because yesterday was Easter and I wasn't going anywhere. And honestly, I kind of just wanted to take a little break from makeup. I don't know why I have like a couple of breakouts here, but that might be because sometimes your skin gets too used to wearing makeup and your face is like, what the heck? Like, why aren't you putting this on my face? Sometimes that can happen. But I just spent the entire day at home cleaning my clothes out with my mom. And then I'll tell you guys the update about the book because I did read quite a lot yesterday, but I didn't have like enough time to finish this book in one day because I was trying to, but then I was like, I really can't because I ended up like falling asleep last night at like 2 a.m. I was so tired from cleaning all day. And then I also baked my lemon bundt cake because I usually always make that every Easter and it turned out really good. And then we watched a movie together. We watched The Holdovers, and it was so good. So I decided to watch a movie last night with my family rather than finishing the book I was reading. But also, I really wanted to see this movie after a while. And since I read so much this past month, and I knew that this book wouldn't take me too much time at all to finish, I was like, I just really want to watch a movie last night. So, and it was great. It was such a good movie. And then I went into the ColourPop Matte Bronzer in the shade Alviva Beach. And then for my blush and highlight, I just went into a MAC blush today because I always have these palettes in front of me, so I might as well use them as much as I can. I went into Spring Sheen, which is like one of the more like peachier shades. But I use these like this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade like so often. Like this one is Style, this one is Melba. I love Melba. I use this one to death. Margin and Spring Sheen. Those are like my 4 most used MAC blushes, and they just work with everything. Sorry that Melba keeps on falling off the magnet. And then for the highlight, I just went into this Cindy Grace one in the shade Golden Wonder. This highlighter is so beautiful. It always works. Like this shade from ColourPop Dreamscape and the Cindy Grace one work so beautifully on my skin. They're always so intense no matter how I apply them. They're just really good highlighters. And then I set my face with the Do It spray, and then I set my brows with the ColourPop Brow Blush Gel. And then for my lips, I just went into the ColourPop Luxe lipstick in the shade Appy. It's just one of my go-to favorite nudes. So usually when I don't wear makeup, which is not that often, I want to go into my go-to products the next day. So the book that I was reading, and I actually didn't give you guys any reading updates yesterday because I didn't wear makeup. So I actually just finished The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I know I mentioned that I was going to jump into this book once I was done with The Lost Sisters because I was like, I just need a little break from fantasy. I wanted to read a romance. And I got 175 pages in yesterday. Technically 170 because I read like the first 5 pages after I finished King of Elfhame and The Lost Sisters by Holly Black on the last day of, no, actually March 30th. I finished those both on the same night. And my intention was to finish this book yesterday, just finish it in one day. But I was just so tired from cleaning, and also like it really needed to be done that I was like, I'm just going to finish it today. So I was up to page like 2:30 before I left for my boyfriend's house, and then I just had like 50 more pages to read, and I just finished it, and I thought it was so cute. I gave this probably a 4.25 stars. Her books are always just so much fun and so easy to read, and you just know that you're in for a good story from Lynn Painter. I just really enjoy her writing, and so far I've really liked both books from her, so I will continue to read her books, and the next one I'm going to read is Betting on You. But now I've read 2 of them, and I really have enjoyed them. I'm trying to work on a romance kind of YouTube video where I talk about like the big 5 romance authors and which books are my favorites and which ones are not my favorites, but also like I want to give an overview and an opinion on my opinion on all the big romance authors. So I'm trying to read like their most popular books pretty much, like, and also Lynn Painter's YA romances are so much more popular than her adult ones. Like, I believe Better Than the Movies was #1 on the New York Times best-selling list, but they're just so adorable. So I want to talk about Lynn Painter, so I'm gonna read those 3 books. The next one is Betting on You. I've already read 2. And then Christina Loren, I've read 3 of their books. I really want to talk about them. I do want to read at least maybe one more Christina Loren book like later this year, but there wasn't really any other ones that piqued my interest. And then I really want to talk about Emily Henry. I actually own her 3 most popular books, but I haven't read them yet because I'm waiting for like warmer weather to read them because they're more summer setting books, and I'd rather read Somerset books in the summertime, like beach read. I'm dying to read it. And also I'm going to read Book Lovers and Happy Place, and then I will also pick up People We Meet on Vacation probably in May as well. But I was trying to wait till it got warmer in order to talk about those books, just because I wasn't in the mood to read them until then. So Christina Loren, Lynn Painter, Emily Henry, and then Allie Hazelwood. I've only read Bride so far, and I didn't really love it, but I do have Love Hypothesis and Love Hypothetically that I'm going to read both of those. So I definitely want to talk about her. And then the last one is going to be Ashley Poston. Yeah, I think those are the top 5 people that I want to talk about, because I loved The Dead Romantics and I really, really liked 7 Year Slip. And Ashley Poston seems to be probably one of the most popular romance authors right now, because both her books have been so good to me. I loved both of them. So I really want to talk about her in the video too. So those are the 5 authors I want to concentrate on, but I also have to read those books. So I'm slowly working on it. I've mostly only read Christina Loren, Ashley Poston, and Lynn Painter. I have not read, and I've only read one Allie Hazelwood book. So I have not read Emily Henry's books yet, and I have to read Allie Hazelwood's other 2 books, and then Betting on You by Lynn Painter. And I've read both of Ashley Poston's books. So I've read 3 out of the 5 authors, or actually 4 of them. And the only one I haven't read yet is Emily Henry. I've read everybody else, at least 1 book or more. So yeah, that's it. Bye.